was I would love it if it sounded right like that. It just irritates me that I have to do this next part. It irritates me so much. That's what it should sound like. But then this. How in the fuck? How could it be so imperfect? That's not like a little bit. That's fucking universes that just. Ugh. God damn, that irritates me. That's right. I can actually tell by how fucked up it sounds. Man, this irritates me so bad. I can actually tell by how messed up it sounds when it's actually in tune. Like, that is the proper amount of jacked up. A little bit off. This song is called Blessing. Forgot the words. Let's try that one more time. God, it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. There was no regret in my smile today. You gotta learn to live with past mistakes. You gotta learn to take a fall. You gotta learn to get up gracefully, no matter how far you crawl. And there's a whisper that's still man. Without that fingernail, it feels real jacked up. God, it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. There was no regret in my smile today. Much better. for real this time. I want to be serious. God, it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. There was no regret in my smile today. You gotta learn to live with past mistakes. You gotta learn to take a fall. You gotta learn to get up gracefully, no matter how far you crawl. And there's a whisper that still lingers on the lips where it the quiet promise made to me, there'll be no crown, but there'll be no thorns. And I'm guessing that's a blessing for me. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a blessing for me. No, I still remember my girl from 7th grade. Wow. Wow. Oh, this line has followed an interesting path through my life. And is self-fulfilling prophecies are real. So, man. Man, I don't even know what to do with that right now, actually. Okay. This song is called Blessing. God, it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. Man. That seriously, like, messed me up a little bit. It's almost impossible to not think about what I'm thinking about right now. See if it'll let me go long enough to... The thing is, this is what I think like I should do about it. But my head is just in such a distant place. I'm nowhere near this room. I couldn't tell you anything about this room right now. it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. There was no regret in my smile today. You gotta learn to live with past mistakes. You gotta learn to take the fall. You gotta learn to get up gracefully, no matter how far you crawl. And there's a whisper that still lingers on the lips where it was born. The quiet promise made to me, there'd be no crown, but there'd be no thorns. And I'm guessing that's a blessing for me. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a blessing for me. It seems like my good memories are getting better all the time. But 1 year's just like whiskey, or 5's just like wine. You know I still remember my girl from 7th grade. I wonder if she's found her dreams, if she's still okay. 'Cause for a wide-eyed wonder, life comes to its own. Confusion and illusions about the lives that we say that we own. And yes, that's a blessing for her. Yeah, I'm guessing that's a blessing for her. And I've even talked to God on some cold October night. And I've even talked to God on some cold October night. I ask him if the life I lead is ever in the right. But his answer's always just the same as it's always been. Silence for my pain. But his answer's always just the same as it's always been. A little silence for my pain, a little silence for my sin. I'm pretty nervous right now. It's a very powerful thought. The song is called Blessing. God, it's been forever since well, God, it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. Well, God, it's been forever since I've seen myself this way. There was no regret in my smile today. Let's try all that again. That's what all this is. Just keep trying again. Keep trying again. One day, I'll write a great song. I may have already written one. I don't know. I think that like artists, I would probably generally like you'd have to just to continue. You know, I was gonna say artists, but you know that could be anything. It doesn't have to be like traditional or classic art that we think of in the sense of, but you have to. I'm just going to continue using the word artist just to put something there, but understand that it could, this is much larger, this pertains to much more than just artists. Man, somebody tell me what the word for like transcends. This transcends art. Or this transcends what we think of as art. But I think artists have to, like even their failures, there must be something that they found to love about it. Otherwise you won't try again. And so it seems like one of the easiest ways to remind yourself to just get up and try again is to appreciate something about a failure. You know? And definitely the harder that I have to look for the lesson with regard to failure, the more satisfied I am when I find it. You know? Because ultimately, if you try and do this, or you're the type of person who does this, ultimately you're going to wind up into some like, you know, kind of trite, cliche, tropey territory. You know? And that's just, you know, that's idiosyncratic to the human experience. There are just some things that we all intrinsically understand, whether we have running water or not. Like there are certain struggles and life lessons that we will all, or should all, at some point, you know, kind of distill into a principle, phrase, rule, something that can be used to help us, you know, a tool that can be constructed in the present to then be reapplied in the future. And so, you know, with regard to the thing that started this tangent, saying, you know, acknowledging that I may have written a great song already, I don't know, but if they're all failures, there are things that I love about all of them. And so, even if everyone everyone, man, that was so low-key egotistical. Man, yeah, so even if everyone in the fucking world like hates my art, fuck them. I'm so much cooler. That's fucking ridiculous. Even if anyone doesn't. Man, ego sure did get the driver's seat there just for a second. That was funny. There are things that I love about all of them. I wonder if this is even recording right now. Oh. Anyway, I was just thinking as I realized that, you know, I had that thought, I realized that any of them could be great. That potential exists. But if none of them are, I still see little pieces of like greatness and little lessons that I learned about music and writing and how to express yourself. Like each one of them represents like, if you don't think that I just always something that I puzzle about. If people would arrange the songs of their albums without respect to the album, but give them to us in chronological order so that we could like be along for the ride, you know? Because if you don't understand this, understand it now. An artist's body of work always represents some type of progression. Even if like aesthetically it appears that there is none. There's something there that, you know, and some people are way better at seeing it than others, but you know, definitely to have those individual steps. That's kind of why I'm doing this, because it's going to give, or ultimately, you know, AI will be able to run through this stuff like that, and it'll literally be able to spit out a lifetime of my musical principles and a lifetime of like my solution for solving the equation of silence. It's just gonna go, bah! This is what he did. He was like 33 parts, you know, Rachmaninoff, 7 parts Mozart, 100 parts Dimebag, 30 parts Stevie Ray Vaughan, 200 parts Jimmy Page. I don't know if that Jimmy Page Dimebag ratio is correct, because it's actually probably those two are at the top of my, but Jimmy, I don't know, Page and Hendrix. And I'm actually starting to appreciate Stevie Ray Vaughan in a whole new way. I don't know what's spotting that necessarily. Anyway. But yeah, one day somebody will be able to do that. And so, God, like when that comes, you'll literally be able to pick your favorite artist. Because this is the other thing. Like my guess, I don't know if I'm the only person doing this right now, like an experiment along these lines. But I think it will become more common. And if I am the first, how fucking cool is that? I need to go back and I need to record the first video for this series, the explanation. Because it finally took shape. It's so funny. It finally took shape when I saw this video of Dimebag. I'm way familiar with all of the videos that are out for Dime. That's an understatement. I have them memorized. I can quote most of them for you. I have some of them tattooed on my body. There's complete with a bullshit misspelling. It's just a spacing issue and it's fucking only technical or whatever. Oh my god, it fucking kills me. It fucking kills me. Alright, we'll talk about the tattoo some other time. Cause if I keep thinking about it, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay. Oh my god, what the fuck was I talking about? I need to recapture my train of thought fast. This could go downhill so quickly. Oh my god. I was talking about Dimebag and some of the video. Yeah, this video. Okay, hold on. This video that I've seen so many times. But he delivered a message that I had never understood before, and he was talking about like why live performances are so incredible, and it's something keyed on me that before I had always felt frustration towards Jimmy Page for man, it just occurred to me, like I'm gonna repeat so many thoughts. I'm literally there's gonna be like, when I die, there's gonna be like a count. How many times did he feel the need to mention the fact that Jimmy Page never quit trying to find it? But I don't know, I might mention it a lot. Come to find out, that's a very key element to myself that I've never acknowledged. I'm a fucking wanderer. Like, I need to explore. I am that asshole that like looks at a mountain and goes, I gotta climb it. I don't know why. Well, I do. It's because I'm looking for something. I'm looking for the potential that always exists over the next horizon, because you don't know what's back there. You don't. It could be just another hill, but it could also be fucking El Dorado. You don't know. You have to climb it to find out. And so, you know, in a lot of ways that I had never realized before, I am, like, my life is literally his principle for playing live guitar. And I wonder, just knowing how my brain works today and having watched this kind of like weird osmotic, semi-transmographic. How many words can I make up in a row? Anyway, this osmotic, semi-transmographic process where I'll get kind of stuck in these weird loops with regard to whatever I'm putting in the system. And you know, it occurs to me that he may have taught me to never quit looking for it. Like that may be, you know, it may have been something that was there, but that may have been the seed that woke it up. And, you know, I felt such frustration listening to the live recordings of Jimmy Page when he would do the Stairway solo, and it was different and weird, or I thought it was different and weird. But it was because he didn't believe that his studio version was his best work, and he was like always looking for it. He always believed that he could do something better. And man, that's just magic. Anyway, it cannot be recording at this point. Like, there's holy shit. Okay, maybe we'll try and like actually do some work now.